Oh yeah, representing. Oh, wrong side. It's funny. I'm hitting this side. That's hilarious. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast episode. Today we gonna talk about some hoops. I'm here with my man AJ, and he was in the last video. He was in that NBA draft video. His team lost in 5 games. My team lost in a very close 7. But the problem was I had Chris Paul and I had James Harden, and he had Steph Curry, Tyreek, and it was Rockets Warriors. And Rockets Warriors, as I saw that even before the series started, I knew it's capped. They got too much plot. I don't have any. It's in the name. It's in the team. I don't have the plot. Tough. So I'm gonna get past that. I'm kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was sick that I lost that. I ain't gonna lie. I really wanted to win that because I felt like my team was really good, but I just couldn't beat plot. You can't beat plot, and that's tough. And
Steph Curry, man, that's a dog, man. Sorry,
Steph Curry, bro. Steph Curry. I don't. Let me ask. Do you like Steph Curry? Do you like Steph Curry?
So I'll say it like this: before Steph Curry was the Steph Curry we know today, injury prone Steph Curry, big fan. I used to love him whenever he was playing with some of the older goats in Golden State. I love seeing him play. He reminded me a lot of just a dope point guard that you can just kind of rock with. He's a little underdog. But then when it became Steph Curry, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hating on him because I was a Rockets fan, and of course, me and Jesse both cried with each other. Unfortunately, it's not fun. But now I think I'm coming back around to really fucking with Steph because he's just been super cool in terms of just super cool and consistent. You know what I mean? He does showboat a lot, but that is what it is. You're one of the greatest shooters of all time. Like, you can kind of showboat however you want to, So,
the thing I'll tell you, man. Like I sympathize with that. I remember, like before Steph Curry was Steph Curry, he was still obviously really good player. To me, he had like a Damian Lillard type of trajectory. Like I thought he would be like a high-end star, not a superstar, like a high-end star, many all-star games, take his team to the conference finals once or twice, type of thing. Just like a really good player everyone loves. It was beautiful. I remember they faced the Clippers. The year before they went like really good, they faced the Clippers and they lost in 7. And I wanted the Warriors to win. I was rooting for the Warriors, F the Clippers. I was rooting for Steph Curry. He's the underdog, like you just said. The funniest thing I'll tell you, man, I remember the next year. They just start winning a lot, right? They won 67 games just out of nowhere. They get Steve Kerr, right? And I remember we're in the conference finals facing that Warriors team. And I look, I'm like, the stupid thing is the year before we beat these guys for the regular season 3-1, right? 3 out of 4 times. So I was like, the only thing stopping me from going to the NBA finals is beating this team that all of a sudden just got really good, but just beating this team that I beat 3 out of 4 times. I thought I had to beat the Thunder with KD or the Tim Duncan Spurs. I thought I had to be like but I just got to beat this team. Now, they're really good, but I just got to beat this team. And But when we lost in 5 games, and James Harden had that one game 5, he set the turnover record and all that. And I watched all of that.
You can't just casually say that without a little tear shedding, honestly. Like, it's a little sad.
I mean, no, but the thing is, people were like, I remember that year, bro. When we lost, people were like, bro, James Harden is the reason, like, we lost the series and we did this. I'm like, no, like, he's the reason. We can say he's the reason we lost that freaking game. But no, like, we got to the conference finals with Trevor Ariza and Jason Terry, and they got Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Like, shut up. Like, James Harden, like, come on now. Like, we lost game 5, but we were going to lose game 5. They are better than us. At that point, you understand. They have more plot than us. Yeah. They're better. I was proud of that team. Some people weren't. I was very proud. I didn't expect to beat. We came back. Remember, we came back 3-1. The Clippers were up 3-1. We came back and won that.
Came back, yep.
So I was proud of that. It was beautiful, right? Josh Smith. Remember Josh Smith and Corey Brewer, that one game?
Killer shooting nights. I remember that. Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was that game 6. We were losing by a ton entering the fourth quarter.
All the bench. Yep.
That was beautiful. Like, I was proud of that. So losing to the Warriors at that time, I was heavily rooting for the Cavs to win the championship. But I was like, Steph Curry, he took my MVP, he took the James Harden MVP, he took my MVP, he took my championship. But fine.
Not everything. Man, jugged him and ran right to the golden arches. right to the Golden State Bridge, boy. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, that's fine. I'm not tripping because they can't get any better than that. They won 67 games. They can't get any better than that. They beat LeBron. Kyrie didn't play. Fine. Then the next year they win 73 games. And I say, oh, they can get better than that. That is a thing. That is possible. Okay. But then they lose. They blow a 3-1 lead. The KD Thunder, I thought they was gonna beat them and then, choke their ass off. But they face LeBron. And LeBron wins. And I'm like, the NBA is restored, right? The KD Thunder's good. The Cavs are good. The Spurs are good. The Warriors are good. Now it's like it's parity. Like, okay, everything's beautiful, right? We're fine. And then July 4th, 2016, Kevin Durant says that he's taking his talents to Golden State. And I almost threw up.
Not his talents. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, that was a monster moment. Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe that happened. That they won 73 games and they added Kevin Durant.
It was a good time, bro. It was a good time just to be around. It's like there's only one team you had to support at that time of the NBA. It was only one team that could ever go anywhere, and that was that team, bro.
And good things time. They showed me. I look at sometimes they show like all those players together. They show a picture of KD, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala just by each other. And I'll be like, that team actually existed, huh? Yeah. That was actually a thing they allowed on the court.
Wasn't 2K. No, that was real life. Like
they actually did that to me.
Yeah.
And now I hate Kevin Durant now. I hate Steph Curry. He took my MVP and my championship. So I hate him, but now I hate Kevin Durant now. I like a lot. Like, wow, a lot. And at that point, I'm not even worried, though. You know why? Because I understand the Rockets. I understand we're not winning the championship. I'm just trying to win the league MVP. I'm just trying to get James Harden to win the league MVP. But then he loses that to Russell Westbrook. And then I'm like distraught. And now I have hate for Russell Westbrook. I have hate for Russell Westbrook now. The Spurs destroy us. Whatever. The Warriors, they go 16-1. They beat the Cavs. Probably either the second or the greatest team ever is that 16-17 Warriors team. You can either put it number 2, number 1. It's one of the two. They're top 2 team ever, right?
Right.
Good for them. You know what I love though? I'll tell you what I love, man. And this is like you said, we cried. This is when the heartbreak come in. Everyone and their mama was like, yo, the Warriors are too good. Let's just tank. Let's just get bad. Let's just be bad. The Warriors are too good. Daryl Morey, the former Rockets GM, was like, no. We not tanking. We coming for it. We gonna build a team to beat the Warriors. I was like, I like that. I like that smoke. See, the Spurs couldn't get it done. Kawhi Leonard got hurt because Zaza up a cheap shot. Hurt my man, right? So I was like, no, it's my turn. But it's my turn. We add Chris Paul. Chris Paul, as you know, doesn't have a lot of plot. But when you add a guy who don't have a lot of plot with another guy who don't have a lot of plot, they come together. They join forces. 2 side characters join forces to beat the main characters. That's what they do. And it looked good. I know you said it looked good. We added, we added PJ Tucker and we added Luke and Mbamute. 3 wing defenders. We had 3 wing defenders who could shoot, and Chris Paul and James Harden. Everybody thought the Thunder with Carmelo Anthony and Paul George was going to be the best and they would do this and that. I was like, no. It's going to be us. You just wait. It's going to be us. All y'all sleeping. Y'all think Chris Paul is like some type of scrub. It's Chris Paul. We're going to win a lot. And we did. We won 65 games. AJ, we won 65 games. And not only did we win 65 games, we had a 5-game losing streak in the season and won 65 games. And we lost to stupid teams like the Wizards. 5-game losing streak. When it was 2017-18 season. When it got to 2018, AJ, I could count on my one hand how many times we lost. I literally knew the teams we beat because it was so little amount of times we lost. I could count on one hand. We lost 4 times. And one of those times was because we benched our starters. We lost to the Pelicans because DeMarcus Cousins, that's when he tore his Achilles line. We lost to the Spurs and we lost to the Raptors. And after that, we just kept winning. The only other time was the Kings because we just rested our starters. That's amazing. Isn't that amazing, right?
That's a pretty good record, yeah. That's really good.
And you know what happened? We got to the conference finals. And this is the plot. This is what I tell you about plot. Look at Steph Curry's plot. This is why people disrespect Steph Curry. And I'm going to tell you, look at plot. And this is how you tell you in life there's main characters and side characters. And Steph Curry is clearly one. our main character. We are up 3-2 in the conference finals.
We are, yes.
Chris Paul is dropping off Steph Curry, and he's doing the shimmy to boot, dropping him off, right? And then Chris Paul hurts his hamstring, and it's the worst injury in all of Houston's history. Yeah. It is. There's no moment ever Houston's ever had its 200-year existence, almost 200 years existence, that hurt more than that. No matter what anyone did, don't talk about Sam Houston. We only talk about Sam Houston. Anything but Chris Paul in Houston. We don't talk about none of the 1800s.
We don't talk about nothing with Luke Armstrong, nothing, no Rocket, no. That's the worst. Houston, we have a problem. I don't care what nobody say. That's the worst. That's the worst.
And with Chris Paul hurt his hamstring, we face Game 6, Clay, we lose. Game 7, we have the worst shooting night in the history of the NBA. Mm-hmm. At home, with home cooking. We don't even get home cooking because the referee, Scott Foster, you would think home cooking exists. We're supposed to get calls. We're in Houston, not Golden State. If that happened in Golden State, I'd understand. It would still suck, but I'd be like, it's home cooking. We're in Houston. Where is my home cooking? That's the point of having home court. Game 7 in Houston. We lose that game by 9 points. We missed 27 threes. That 0 of 27 stretch, if we made 4 threes, 4 of 27, we have a lead. That's terrible. 4 of 27 is a terrible average, and that's all we needed. We missed 27 straight threes, and we lose that game. This is why I tell you where plot comes in. That's a 1 in 70,000 chance that's going to happen, meaning that you will likely go the rest of your life. You ain't going to see that. The very next game Steph Curry plays in the NBA Finals, J.R. Smith is he's sitting, George Hill's shooting free throws. You remember this. J.R. Smith is literally in the game, in the finals. Free throws, meaning the clock is paused. And he gets the rebound, not knowing the score when there's literal a stop, like the pace is stopped. There is no movement. The clock is stopped. The score is stopped. He literally gets the rebound, and instead of making a basketball play, he runs backwards and dribbles out the clock, sending the game to overtime. When LeBron has had one of his greatest games in the history of his life. Literally, if they win that game, that might be the greatest game LeBron's ever played. And you waste that because you are an NBA player and don't know the score in an NBA Finals game. Does that not sound like someone with plot? Like, how does that happen to you? How does Steph Curry have that happen for him in back-to-back games that are extremely important? That is Naruto. Plot.
Not too much on my man JR. He was doing his best, man. Shout out my man JR. But yeah, yeah. There's a reason. There's a lot of reasons. I think Steph and himself, I think just after 2016, he said, yo, look, you gonna be the main character for like 3 seasons. Buckle up, get prepared, know your lines, and do what you gotta do. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like, he's Steph, light-skinned brother. He going crazy out there, and I love to see it. I didn't when it was against my team, but now that the Rockets are rebuilding and stopped going against their team, we were like Golden State 2. Like, we were not that good. We were like the second ugly cousin. That's how they built us. You know what I mean? But it just didn't work. So if it worked, even still, it would have just been like the Golden State 2. Like, we just kind of,
I think, look, I feel like that team, that 2018 team, should have won the championship. If we faced LeBron, we would have won in 6 games. I don't think we wouldn't have swept them like the Warriors did, because LeBron is really good plot. He's going to take 2 games from us.
Yeah.
But regardless, that when we lost that, I knew. And this is the thing you have to understand, and this is something kids you have to understand in life. Like, there's certain moments when you just realize you have no plot, right? So it's like when we're in that, when we lost Game 7, I was like, we're not going to win a championship. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, there is no way that you come back from that. You cannot ever, like, they woke me up. They woke me up because just a little plot. just a little bit, you would have made 4 threes out of 27. The fact
Yeah,
that you missed every one of those for 3 quarters straight tells me that, okay, well, this is not my story. They didn't write this for me. I'm not. They don't. When the intro comes in, I'm not the first person you see. You
mm.
know what I'm saying? They don't say starring me. It's not. It's this. It's not me.
You're kind of like one of those characters that pop up and it's like for 2 seconds and it's like foreshadowing some shit later on, but you're never like you're not the stork. Like your name is fucking Sakura in the show's Naruto. You know what I mean? Like that's that. I'm sorry, you just gonna be on the forever side. Sit your ass down, watch us miss that shit, and break the turnover record too. That's awesome.
It,
That's amazing.
it's like it's thing about we set NBA records of ineptitude against this team. Like you can't make you can't literally like look at Scott Foster. Chris Paul literally has not won a game in postseason play with Scott Foster as referee. What does that tell you? And they still put those games out. That tell you I should have known that there was just no plot. How do you put that? And it's also on my birthday too. I love that all of that was coincided to make that a very memorable day for me.
That's your villain
Um,
origins. That's your villain origin story. That's what that is. You're not the
that's
main
beautiful.
character, but you may be the main villain, and you just don't know. See, you gotta think ahead. Sometimes people like the villain way more than the main character, and that's always the
Yeah,
case.
true. Hey, look,
So
Darth Vader and Luke, right? Darth Vader.
come
People
on
love Darth
now,
Vader. You know,
Frieza, OG, Cell, yourself, like dead ass.
because
Yeah,
might
yeah,
get
yeah,
blasted away. I love that.
yeah.
I
No,
get
definitely
blessed.
you, bro. Definitely you. Yeah, I can
That
see it
was
already. Second
that
form
was good
though.
times, man.
Second form
Second
though.
form. Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha. Second form, not the
you
final,
stop.
not
You're
the
not
final
perfect.
form. I
If
got
you
you.
were perfect for him, you could have done something, but you was really second for him. That's
That's.
what happened.
But let me ask you, man. What is Steph Curry? Where do you have Steph Curry ranked all time? Do you have him top 10? Do you have him top 15? Where do you have Steph Curry ranked?
I feel like it's tough when you get into the top 10. There's so many bigs you have to go through before you get to somebody like Curry, but that's disrespectful because that is also Stephen Wardell Curry. He's him, and he's been him for a long time. So I would say, if I had to put him on a list, he may be right at like 12 for me. But that's I'm not even going through the players before because you got to put the Magics, you got to put the Shaqs, you got to put the Birds, you got to put it's certain people that you kind of have to just put. But he is also the greatest shooter of all time, no questions
You know,
asked.
if Steph Curry, I'll tell you, if Steph Curry wins another championship, he's a Finals MVP, then I'll probably say he's the greatest point guard. I'll probably at that point I'll put him over Magic. He's not over Magic right now, but playing the point guard now, Magic's a better pure point guard, obviously.
Yes, yeah,
But
for the
but
position that it is, yes,
yeah, but position called point guard. Like Steph Curry is called a point guard, Magic Johnson's called a point guard. I would say he's the greatest
yeah.
point guard of all time. Um,
Stats can
and
back
good
it
for
up
him.
too.
You know what I'm saying? Most threes, like I said, I remember his last year, that 2021, 2022 season, that literally was just the main character fest. I mean, his last year is literally probably the greatest year of his life. Like you think about it, like he broke the 3-point record. He gets the All-Star Game MVP. He wins an NBA championship, and then he gets Finals MVP. That is some good plot, baby. That's good plot. That's a lot for one person to have in one season. The Cleveland fans in All Star game, they boo him because obviously they caused him he caused them much grief. And my man shooting threes, he's shooting threes half court and turning around, and it's just like I don't know, that's just so annoying to me. It's great, it's cool, but it's just like how man, like it's you I'm envious of those fans because it's like I really wanted James Harden. James Harden is transcendent in terms of he's an offensive juggernaut, especially in his prime, 36 a game. But he don't get the love Steph Curry do. Never will. He never will. Like, you know,
He exhausted
and
all of his love whenever he came into the league. If you want to be honest, like right before he got into the league, it was the LeBron. It was like it's kind of like it's not the same as like what they're treating Wembanyama right now, but like it's the same in a way level of love that they gave him. You know what I mean? And then when he came in the league and he was kind of like not really making many waves, he really just kind of started losing the love. And then when he went to Miami, he was always the villain.
Yeah. No.
That's when he became the villain or the anti-hero. Or like maybe he was the villain for like a couple seasons, right? And then he kind of went back to Cleveland and became the anti-hero. Like you were kind of rooting for him, but he wasn't always, you know what I mean? Even though I fuck with
I,
Bron,
th-
he's like
I
my
think I
favorite
think
player.
I think he became a hero in Cleveland. The reason why he became a hero is because Kevin Durant went to Golden State and became literally the main
Yeah,
villain in this whole
KD. Yeah,
story.
you're right. KD took up the villain role, but he was like an anti-hero over there at first. You know what I mean? Because it was like you was rooting for Cleveland, but it was also a super team at the time. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, do you really want to root for Cleveland, but do you really want us to
I
go to
was rooting
state
for.
get it again? Type shit.
I was really rooting for Cleveland.
I
I
was
was
too. I was
rooting.
too. Of course.
I was a Cleveland when Cleveland won the championship. I literally was a fan. Like I literally wanted to buy a shirt. I wanted if the parade was close, I would have went to the parade. I was actively rooting heavy. Like it was literally like my own team. Like literally, the Cleveland Cavaliers win that championship is bigger to me than any championship
And the
anybody in
Rockets,
Houston's
so
won.
bigger than the Rockets. Oh, okay.
It's not bigger than the Rockets because that's not happened in my life. It hasn't happened against the team. Literally, the team I wanted to vanquish the most was right there in front of me. That's tough. I'll never let that go. I'll never let that go. I can't. I would love. You know, I would love to have Steph Curry. This is literally that's likely never gonna happen. But if Steph Curry does one day, if I blow up off this and Steph Curry comes in this podcast, I really have to give him. I gotta talk to him because I'm just curious. Like I'm not gonna freeze up. I'm not gonna be like I'm not gonna be like sucking him off and all that. Like everybody just like, oh my gosh, you're Steph Curry. Like
whoa.
No, that's what people. No, that's what people will say. They're gonna be like, "Dang, get off his nuts." But I'm like, no, I'm gonna tell him straight up. Like, I'm not gonna be mean. But I'll be like, yo, I'm a Rockets fan. What you did to me was it was awful. It's something you should be put in jail for. I hated all of that. But hey,
there's a slaughter out there for real. He didn't even really do it. We did it to ourselves. That's why I can't really be mad at Steph like that. Because, bro, come on. We did it to ourselves. We fumbled the bag. We fumbled that bag, bro. That was a bag that was just sitting there. 100K. Just sitting, chilling. And we just sitting there fumbling.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, bro.
I sit back now. I can't I'm still upset, but I sit back now. I just realize some people got plot. Like I tell everyone, man. Like if you're just a regular guy, you go out, you do you go do your job. You got your 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with that. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Certain people have more plot than you. There's certain people that girls just come up to and talk to, and you're not one of them. Maybe some people girls slide in your DMs. You got more plot than me. That didn't happen to me when I was younger. that didn't happen to me when I was younger at all. So, hey, if you have more plot, you just accept it. You can build your own plot, but Steph Curry being able to shoot threes like that, that's not something that is just. You can't train for that. That's just plot. That's just having the nine-tailed fox. Like you can't train for that. You just have the nine-tailed fox.
He's that guy, man. I'm sorry. Bron is still my favorite player, though. I'm gonna tell you why Bron is my favorite player because, like how we were just talking, though, Bron is my favorite player because of seeing how he's transitioned throughout. Whenever he was in the NBA, he first came in the NBA, high school player, boom, young as hell, taking a team, doing what he could, goes to Miami, everybody hate him. He's the villain. Now, of course, he was commercialized and capitalized. You know how that works. Money. Got to make money. But then when he went back to Cleveland, like how you said, I was a big Bron fan at that point. A huge Bron fan. I wasn't the biggest fan whenever he was in Miami. I was rooting for San Antonio at the time, right? Cool. But then when he went to Cleveland, won that chip, ever since then, I've been a big Bron fan. So he's at the Lakers. Guess what? I like the Lakers now. I'm looking at them. I'm paying attention. I don't care. He's that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I mean, LeBron is neither 2 or 1, where you put him at, greatest player of all time. So, LeBron's cool. I just wanted him to beat the Golden State. Whoever facing Golden State, I was a Jason Tatum fan. What the heck? Jason Tatum choked his freaking life away, though, in that finals. Jason Tatum did not step up, and his kryptonite literally is Golden State. The Boston Celtics clearly have the best record in the league, but they just can't beat the freaking Warriors who are like 500 right now. So that's pretty stupid. But I want to ask you, though. I'm going to ask you, there's 3 players. I want you to compare these 3 players. I'm curious how much plot. Obviously, one has more plot than the other. Well, than actually 2 of them. But who would you rather take in their prime? Would you rather take Chris Paul in his prime? So it's like Hornets, Clippers, Chris Paul. Would you rather take Russell Westbrook in his prime? That's the MVP season. Or would you rather take, I'm not even going to say, I'm going to say Damian Lillard. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to say Damian Lillard.
Dame and his prime. What would be Dame's prime? What, like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, like he was out. He put up like 50 multiple times that one year. It's like 2020. He was. I think they had the Kobe celebration. Remember, Lakers had that Kobe celebration. Dame went to LA and just dropped them off. He just literally did what Kobe would do, just dropped them off in
Yeah.
LA. Yeah,
If I had to pick out of those three, I think it's an easy question, or it's an easy answer. I think there's only one I could go with, and that's Russell Westbrook, Mr. Triple Double Machine. High intensity. He plays the basketball I like. Fast break out the ass. Love it. And he's athletic as hell. He very rarely gets injured. And he's consistent. He doesn't miss games. Go on, Russ.
that's something. That's literally my last option. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What? No
that's literally
way.
that's literally my last option, bro. That's my last option because that's not my basketball. Russell Westbrook's basketball is extremely inefficient. That's not mine. That
Okay.
inefficient basketball is for sure some regular season basketball, and then the postseason it just gets very bad. First round exits every single time for a reason. Because hey, that wasn't my guy. I'd take Chris Paul because Chris Paul was second in MVP voting.
Here you
Chris
go,
Paul,
bro. Oh my
look,
God.
look. If it wasn't Chris Paul, I probably Damian Lillard was a close one, but Damian Lillard, I don't know, is just he hasn't had any accolades
No.
literally at all. He literally has
Portland.
like but there's like a meme where it shows his accolades when he was a rookie and his accolades now.
Yes.
And the only thing they have is one beard growing.
Shout out Dame, man. No shade. But God, that was pretty funny. I seen that meme.
That's so stupid.
It's tough, bro. Imagine, bro, like you stay at a team. Carmelo, same, but he didn't really care. He got the bag. He didn't care. But I'm talking about like you talking about staying at a team and you giving it your all. I'm not saying they weren't pouring in or not pouring in or whatever, right? But like you just giving it your all and you just don't get nowhere. It's tough. It's kind of like John Wall too. Same shit. At Washington, nobody really thinks about the Wizards in basketball. I'm sorry, bro. Nobody.
They were decent, man. No, they were in the semis. They were like their goal literally was just to make the conference finals. That should have been their goal every year because they were close. They would always be in game 6 or 7, and they would semi round. It was very close game 7. I remember they faced the Celtics in a close game 7. Then Kelly Olynyk went off. It's little stuff. You're almost there, but he didn't get that little push. But look, I'm gonna tell you, man. Look, Chris Paul. I know he got no plot, and he probably has literally somebody's worst plot. I think only Karl Malone has worse plot than Chris Paul, literally. His Karl Malone's bad plot is justified, though. That's just karma. Chris Paul didn't do anything wrong, unless he slept with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I mean, that would explain a lot.
Unless he got the Kardashian curse, and it's like that. But Chris Paul, man, hey, a lot of people forget CP3 when he was in the Hornets and CP3 when the Clippers. Chris Paul was called the point guard for a reason. I know there's old Chris Paul that everyone sees now gets you confused, but Chris Paul, every time he goes to a team, the Hornets literally, you can't name anyone else on those Hornets teams. They won 56 games. You can't name no one else. Maybe you can name. Can you name someone else on those Hornets team? I got David West.
Hornets. Yeah, no, I'm cool.
They won 56 games. They just couldn't beat San Antonio. Because, of course, right, San Antonio, Tim Duncan got more plot.
San An.
And then you go Clippers. Clippers, you don't know nothing about the Clippers. No one talk about the Clippers. It's LA Lakers, 1,000%. Go to Clippers. They create a whole culture, Lob City. You have a whole era.
I'm going to tell you something that you picked out with those 3 players, too. And I don't like how you did that. Unintentionally or maybe intentionally. I don't know. But you picked out all 3 players that don't got rings.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I can't compare. Steph Curry has baptized them all. You can't, and with
bro.
threes.
That's tough.
Yeah, you can't. They ain't got no plot. It's just you can't. But I mean, Russell Westbrook's non-plot is because he is extremely inefficient and doesn't change. I think he's changing now. He's coming off the bench and playing a better role now. He's realizing things, but my man was. Like that inefficient and kind of stupid. He would do stupid things on the court that make you baffled. But you would see a good dunk and a triple double, and then you just lose. You'd be like, oh well, all those turnovers don't matter. No, but that's what Damian Lillard. He's just very loyal. Portland's a city that's not going to win. No one's ever going to say, I need to go to Portland. No one's going to do that. It's probably a great city. Pretty sure Portland's a really good city, But ain't nobody care about the Portland Trailblazers like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't care about Portland in basketball. They don't care about basketball in Portland.
You got the draft, and Portland messed up the draft. They could have had a good plot. Portland, one of those cities that's side character forever. They could have had Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant, and they drafted two big men. And Greg Oden, I feel for you, man. That's one of the saddest. They had you seen that short when the old lady come up to him? Everybody seen that short. The old lady come up to him, was like, "You play basketball?" He's like, "I used to. I can beat you." And he was laughing. And he looked to the distance, and I was like, "That is the saddest thing I have ever seen in my life." Oh my goodness. Greg Oden was supposed to be, they said they compared him to Bill Russell. Greg Oden was supposed to be really good. And then he broke his foot like for all the time. And then Kevin Durant. And then remember Brandon Roy too?
I don't remember Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy was a bucket. They had LaMarcus Aldridge. You know LaMarcus Aldridge. Greg Oden and Brandon Roy. That's beautiful. Brandon Roy was getting buckets. He was dropping 50 on people. Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful trio. And like that, two of them, bloop, out the league.
See, look, I don't pay attention to irrelevant teams, if I'll be honest.
It's a side character team.
And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, bro. If you're not in the conference finals by the time playoff season come around, or you're not contention, or you're not whatever, I just don't pay attention. I'm a casual basketball fan because my team ain't gonna make it. The thing is, Rockets. How far do you think they're gonna go this year? Honestly, like, how far do you think they're going?
I'm trying to get Victor Wembanyama. I don't care about far. I don't care about how far I start. I'm trying to get good draft picks.
I think some teams they're gonna tank a lot better than we can this year. I'm sorry.
No, but look, I'm happy. Look, with the winning, we won a couple games. We beat the Bucks clean. We beat the Bucks clean too. It wasn't one of those. Oh, Chris Middleton was playing. Giannis, Middleton, and they were all playing. And I'm happy with those wins because the last 2 years we've had the worst record in the league and did not have the first pick. Pisses me off. That little lottery crap pisses me off. I won 16 games. I don't get the first pick. So freaking stupid to me. Mm-hmm. But makes sense because obviously if that was the case, I would try to go 0-82 so I could get Wembanyama. But winning those games with Jalen Green and Jabari Smith and Kevin Porter, helping them get that winning cultures, try to like have confidence. You don't want to be like the Sixers. You remember the Sixers were just like the worst team ever. Trust the process. They were winning 10 games and all that. I don't want that because that gets in your head. You think you're a loser now. Your confidence ain't high. And now you need to have plot, you need confidence. You need some plus 10, plus 15 confidence to have some plot, right? So Jalen Green, you're doing a little, wave to Trae Young because Trae Young and DeJounte Murray's talking all the trash. I need that. I need that cockiness. That's good. Yeah, and he's not light skinned, but he's half Philippine. Half Philippines, half black. I was like, okay, let's get it. I can see that's good plot because one thing I'm gonna tell you, look, marketability is very important. Steph Curry is easily the most marketable. LeBron also, but Steph Curry is very marketable. He's light skinned, shoots deep threes. I can show you a random girl. Just show them they don't watch no basketball. Show them Steph Curry. They don't think Steph Curry's cute. And then after that, show them shoot deep threes and looking away. They ain't never seen that in their life before. Ever. They want to know more about him. He got his wife. He got a wife, 3 kids, all light skin. Light skin's very marketable. It's a very marketable thing.
Hey man, not too much on this light skins, man. Come on, bro, chill out.
It's market. Look, people love him. Didn't his wife have a cooking show or something like that?
Yeah, she did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure they got books too. I'm pretty sure she got a book. She just seemed like she got a book. That's a marketable family. You push that family to the world so people can watch basketball. LeBron has a marketable family. He has 2 sons that are about his height playing basketball. Very marketable. He's on the Lakers. Beautiful. That's how you know if your plot is high. How marketable are your players? If you have some ugly players, you're not going to win nothing. But look, if you have some marketable looking players.
Damn, bro. Sorry. You got to sit on the bench. You like a 5 on Instagram and shit. Like, you got to sit on the bench. I'm sorry, bro. You got to clap out.
It's tough. That's just how it is. If you have some ugly players, you're not going to win. But if you have some marketable looking players, they got some kids, they got a wife. When James Harden, he got, let me see. My man was, he was at them strip clubs. He was at them strip clubs a lot. He got no plot. Tough.
Shout out Jay Hard.
He set records at them strip clubs too. He set records. He threw out like $1 million at one strip club so they retired his jersey. That's interesting.
He set records on the court too. He was getting buckets while bucketing.
But he wasn't getting buckets over Mr. Plot and Steph Curry.
I mean, that's one. He was getting whatever he wasn't getting with Curry, he was getting in them clubs. Fuck yeah. Shout out Hard.
Good for him.
Love for Harden. I ain't got no smoke for Harden because I really like
No,
that he
I got
stayed
no.
long.
The only smoke I got for Harden is you were rooting for the Phillies in the World Series instead of. I know he's in Philadelphia, but he's rooting for the Phillies instead of the Astros in the World Series. For Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, he was like, "Go Astros." I was like, "Yes, go Astros." Like, you've been in Philadelphia for a year and a half. You left Houston for 8 years. We're in the World Series. Just don't say nothing. Like, what the heck? Oh, the Phillies going off. No, 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 no. And look what happened. Phillies lost because you got no plot. He brought the bad energy to them. Man, look at how they ain't with.
Not the bad energy. Imagine if you start ruling people out, bro. Like, low key, you kind of got bad luck. I don't even want your congrats or nothing. Just stay away from me. That's funny. That's stupid.
Yeah, so James Harden, cool people, but like I said, the most marketable people, like remember Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan in the '90s was crazy marketable, crazy marketable. Michael Jordan's name just comes to you. You don't have to even like watch basketball to know who Michael Jordan is at the highest degree.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you know. This is me when I was a kid, because I'm a hardcore fan, and I want to ask you this too. When I was younger, there were certain players that just came to me. Like, I didn't watch basketball. I wasn't a basketball fan like that, but those players just came to me. Players such as Yao Ming, easily. I just knew Yao Ming. Obviously, I'm in Houston, so that gives an advantage. But I knew this tall white guy in Dallas. Turned out to be Dirk Nowitzki. I knew the guy in San Antonio. Turned out to be Tim Duncan. There's this guy in Miami who's pretty athletic, pretty good. I heard about. Turned out to be Dwayne Wade. Some guy in Cleveland. Turned out to be LeBron. And the two guys I knew the most. I also knew about Tracy McGrady, but the two guys I knew the most, easily, two guys in Los Angeles, Shaq and Kobe. 1,000%. Everybody knew Shaq and Kobe. Kobe, you just shoot the ball. Kobe, like, just comes to you. They just come to you. That's how you know they have plot, because I don't have to watch to know exactly who you are. If I don't know you, if you're a casual, you're a casual, right? You said you're a casual.
I'm pretty casual, yeah.
If you don't know that person, there is no plot in their name. I want to ask, obviously, if you're casual now, I don't know if you were a hardcore fan in the past. Maybe not.
I was.
You were?
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were a hardcore fan. So let's say when you were a kid. Were you a hardcore fan when you were a kid?
Not really. Still cash.
But who did you know?
The top guys. Like, I knew the Rockets, right? The guys who was on the Rockets. I knew the Boston Celtics Big Five that they had at the time. I knew what LeBron was in the league. I knew that was a big deal. Kobe, obviously, Shaq, of course, funny as hell, always. Shit like that. Like, I just kind of picked it up as I gone. But then when the 2011 finals was San Antonio and Miami, right? Was that San Antonio and Miami?
Oh no, it was 2011 is Dallas, Miami.
So it was 2012 that I'm thinking of.
The Thunder, Miami. 2013's San Antonio, Miami.
Damn, Miami went there 3 times.
Miami won 4 straight.
They won 4 straight, and they won
2.
What? They won 2? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know they came back on Spurs one time, and then the Spurs won, right? After that? Okay, perfect. That's awesome. Anyway. So the reason I bring that up, so it was 2013 then, or 2014. It was 2013 because they lost 1 year, the first year, and then they went back and beat them, right?
Opposite. Miami won and then San Antonio.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, San Antonio came back and beat them. So the first finals that I watched ever was 2013 finals, Miami.
It's a good one to watch.
It was a great one to watch. Ray Allen hit the corner 3. Imagine, I'm a young-ass kid, right? I'm on a fucking cruise ship. Like, we had a, Carnival cruise ship, right? And what they did for the boat, because it was during that time on the cruise ship, we were like watching the game on the deck, big ass projector. They just did it because everybody was a big fan of basketball, I guess, and it was the finals. It was like literally Game 6 and Game 7 during the cruise. It was hard. I didn't plan that shit. I didn't know that we was doing that shit. It just kind of happened. Like, I don't know how it got that way, but regardless, we're watching the fucking finals on the cruise boat with every other person in there. I don't know much on basketball, but I watched Game 6. And I'm like, this is crazy hard. I'm rooting for the Spurs, right?
I am too.
And they won Game 6, I think, because Ginobili went crazy.
No, they lost Game 6. It
was Game 5. So it was Game 5, Game 6, and Game 7. I watched all 3 of them on the cruise ship. I don't know why. I think we were stuck out there for some reason. I don't know, because we weren't intended to stay that long, but regardless, anyway. Um, I watched all three of those games. So it was Ginobili first when he was going crazy. Then Game 6 they lost, and everybody was waiting for Game 7. And when Ray Allen hit that corner three in the corner for Game 7.
Game 6. I'm
Ga-
sorry, correct you. Yeah, I just know it's Game
oh,
6.
okay, Game 6.
Yeah,
Dog, man, I'm getting all my shits fucked up. This is how you know I wasn't a
it's
big
okay.
basketball fan.
It's
But
okay.
at the
It's okay.
time, it was Game 6. He hit that corner three, and everybody's face on the cruise ship just sank.
Yeah,
It
I
was
feel
so
you.
sad, bro, because that was when they lost. And then the Game
Yeah.
7, I think it was just like a blowout, right? Or like
It
it was
was
a
kind of close, but LeBron was making sure it wasn't.
yeah, he was just kind of
Yeah,
doing his shit, right? So cool. But that Game 6 was a heartbreaker because everybody knew that they could win. Like it was decisive.
they were supposed to win. Like it was, they were up 5 in under a minute. The Spurs. But I know it was, for the first time ever, the Spurs, their plot was sinking because Kawhi Leonard missing free throws, Manu Ginobili missing free throws. Like, oh, what's going on? Manu Ginobili's been in the finals. Why is he missing free throws? This is
Tim
not a new
Duncan
moment
missing
for him.
a layup, damn sky hook right at the rim.
And then Greg Popovich doesn't put Tim Duncan in. When the Chris Bosh rebound happens, he doesn't put Tim Duncan in, which never made sense because, that's probably your best rebounder, I'm pretty sure. See what I'm saying? That's how you know someone writing stories. Like, there's no way. Greg Popovich, top 2 coach ever, he don't put his best rebounder in for that critical moment. He's somebody writing something. But, yeah, Chris Bosh, like you, I was rooting for San Antonio. I didn't like LeBron. I hated that he left Cleveland. Cleveland went to absolute caca hole when he left. Literally, the economy of Cleveland dropped because LeBron left. It was literally that bad. It was just nothing to do there. So I was pissed. So I was, come on, Spurs, like, win the championship. Good for y'all. Tim Duncan, you have 5 championships. Good, 5-0. And then Chris Bosh gets the rebound. He passes out to Ray Allen and gets the 3. And I'm hoping that it's a 2-pointer. I'm like, I'm because the way he shot it, the arc was like his legs, his body wasn't straight. It was kind of bent. So I was hoping that it was a 2-pointer. I was like, please be a long, very, very, very long 2. And it showed 3. I was like, oh well. When things like that happen, and that whole crowd go crazy like that, they bring out the champagne and bring out the celebration
Tough.
for San Antonio, and then we gotta take it back because it's not over. Ray Allen's like, get that the F out of here. That's how you know that the Spurs, they just weren't the same, and you just know your energy sinks. You could tell that your plot is not
It
your
was
day.
deflated, bro. It was deflated at that point, straight up.
And I knew you know things. Like, if you watch enough sports, any sport, you know what things are happening. It's almost predictable because you just know, okay, they're not going to win. You can tell after they lost Game 6, there's no way they go back into Miami after losing the chance for a championship by this much. There's no way they win that.
Yeah.
They have no energy left. They have no heart at that point. It's over. LeBron is the best player in the world. He's going to end this in Miami. But luckily, the Spurs got a whole year to think about that and play the Heat one more time in the finals and said, F all of that crap. I'm making sure this ain't going to 7. This ain't going to 6. We're not going to even make this a close 5. It's literally the highest point differential in the history of the finals. They got so pissed that they played literally the best basketball I've ever seen and destroyed the Heat to the point LeBron had to leave. So they got their revenge. That's great. That's great revenge to me. That's beautiful revenge. So, hey, if you were a Spurs fan, like the funny thing, San Antonio is an hour and some change away from me. And it'd be weird if I go to San Antonio, say I go live in San Antonio, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surrounded by so much culture and plot because these people are 5-1 in NBA finals. We're 2-2. We're 2-2. The Rockets are 2-2 in finals. They're 5-1. And 5 of those things happened in my lifetime. So it's like, so imagine you just casually watching your team win championships over and over and over and over again.
You think it's gonna rub off on you if you sit in the city for a little bit longer than maybe like 6-7 months? You think it's gonna rub off on you?
I get maybe a rub off. I get it, and then I drive to Houston and the Houston Rockets.
It deflates
like, oh,
Ray Allen hits a 3 while you driving. And now you're deflated. You can't move.
Well, that's the thing, man. I remember there's a video. I remember there's a video of, it's like a podcast. They were saying that men shouldn't get into sports. Men shouldn't, because we get too attached. We're like we kind of project our feelings towards the players. And I mean, I disagree. I mean,
I disagree too.
I disagree for the reason like his podcast. I'm watching them like it's entertainment. Like if I'm watching your podcast, entertainment. Obviously, I'm watching this. We get attached to characters, such a maybe say a girl she gets attached. Maybe say she gets attached to an actor or an actress, or she gets attached to some show, right? Me, I'm like, we get attached to real people. These people are real, and this is a revolving door. This is not a season. This is not a show that's going to end. This is going to happen for as long as that company doesn't go bankrupt. As long as the organization don't go bankrupt, it's going to happen, right? And they're pretty well off, right? I'm going to be attached. Now, I learned not to be too attached because the Rockets, Astros, and Texans broke my freaking heart for a good 2 to 3 year span. Just pow, 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 broke my heart. So I learned not to get too attached, but definitely, bro. No, I'm gonna watch my sports, bro. That's how I keep my day going. I don't know what I do without. So I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what to do without sports. If sports, obviously, I can do stuff like I can go and do other things, but literally, my platform is called the Sports Factory Podcast. You literally, I'm just a factory podcast. Like, what is there to do? I can't take this. I
You
can't take that out.
manufacturing things to talk about. That's what you're the factory of topics.
I was like, bro, nah, I am definitely a heavy consumer of sports. But yeah, what's your opinion on that though? When they say we project our feelings too much on that.
To be honest, I don't agree, and I think I know why. When you say projecting the feelings on the players, it's not like maybe some. I think maybe it's an older thing. Like maybe when you talk about some of the older sports fans, maybe they projected their like love on the players, right? But I don't think that that's the case. The younger you get, even with the new guys that are coming up, I think because nowadays there's just so many more distractions. Back then, it was only sports that you really had as a distraction and your homies. That was it. But nowadays, you got so many other things that you can do within sports, even like what's going on with Draymond Green's wife. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just he got 10 points more, and now I'm mad because that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not projecting like you're mad anymore. I think there's just so many more things that sports brings than just the players themselves. Like, they're human. So you kind of get involved. Like, you got to love that LeBron hasn't had any problems, at least publicly, about family issues and stuff like that. That's a big deal, and you also have to champion guys like Steph Curry getting a $1 billion contract with Under Armour. That's a big deal.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? Like, it's more than just Michael Jordan dropping a shoe, and he's the first one to do that shit, It's just more stuff in sports than just the players themselves. Now, of course, you can get mad at a player, but you're not like, if you saw him, you would like, man, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, damn, like, why you have to do that to my team, bro? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, because if I saw Steph, I wouldn't like attack Steph. I'd be like,
hell nah.
I'm like, I mean, congratulations on all the success. You're the greatest shooter of all time, top 15, top 10 player ever.
Phenomenal.
But damn, boy,
exactly. What can we say? And then what is he gonna say? I mean, I had a job to do.
That's his job.
And that's the thing is, I think back in the day, like that's why I say back in the day, it's maybe some of the older guys that are big fans of sports that really draw attachment to the players, because back in the day, we only saw them on and off the court. We never saw them off the court. We saw when they got on, and we saw when they got off, and we saw the stats.
But now you have social media. You got social media now.
There's so many ways you can see a player. People like LeBron because of what he stands for. Okay. People like LeBron because of how he plays. Okay. People like Russ because of how he dresses. You know what I mean? So people hate him how he dresses, right? So it is what it is. I think there's just so many more. There's so much more to the game than what it was back in the day. For us to get mad at a player and be like, I want to hurt him type shit. Back in the day, Malice in the Palace happened for a reason. More fights with fans, I would say, happened in the past in all sports, not just basketball, but all sports.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel that. I think in college football and maybe soccer, it's more extreme. Like if you miss a field goal, you get death threats. To me, that's crazy. It's a game. I understand. I'm like, I won't lie to you. I'm attached to my teams.
There's
When
nothing
my
wrong with
teams
that.
lose, I feel pain. I do, especially how they lose. If they lose, I can get over certain losses. There's certain losses, as you already know, I really can't get over. But I'm just attached to my team. But that's the beauty of sports is that you go through the ups and downs. If you're say you're a Cleveland Browns fan or a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, right? And say I was a Cleveland Cavaliers fan my whole life. I'm in Cleveland, and you're rooting for Cleveland. You've been through hell. You've seen Michael Jordan dropped your team off consistently. Multiple records on you, dropped 69 points on you, hit the game winner in a playoff series on you. Tough. You get LeBron, doesn't win a championship. He leaves you. You go on a 26-game losing streak when he leaves you. It's tough. You're down bad. You get LeBron back, but you lose to light-skinned men, Steph Curry, right? Who was born in Akron, Ohio, too. He was born in Akron, Ohio. So he was born in your state, in basically your city, and he dropping you off because your guy from Akron, Ohio, can't beat him because everybody on his team injured. You get the next year, all your people come back, but you're down 3-1. But you know what happens when you get that? You get LeBron, and then you get that little bit of plot, and then you come out and you win, literally, the most significant championship in NBA history. I promise there is not a championship that has a heavier weight to anyone than that one.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
So let's be like, you come back from down 3-1 to a 73-win team with your best player who had to leave and come back to figure it out. And that literally, there's nothing stronger than that. At that point, LeBron...
And they lost the year before.
And they lost the year before, too.
It was a revenge tour.
It was a revenge tour, and it's the greatest comeback in finals history.
Yep.
So, yes, you have the most significant championship of all time. That's why you become a sports fan. You go through all that hell to get the most significant championship in the history of your sport. That's what we wait for. We wait for that one moment where plot comes on our side. Because the law of averages, how it works, regression to the mean, how it works is that after a while, 10, 20, 30, 40, after a while, it's supposed to be your turn. You're supposed to do things right one time. You know when all the planets align? That's supposed to happen to you one time. One time. Now me, as a Texan fan and Rocket fan, that hasn't happened. In my life. The Rockets, yes, in the 90s. In my life, that hasn't happened. The Astros, thank you. The first time they say you cheated, I don't care. Second time, you didn't cheat.
Cares. In Houston, we don't care. Cheat again. Who cares? It worked. Do it again. It worked.
But hey, look, the second time, we won it. Beautiful. James Harden jinxed them with his anti-plot. Beautiful. He jinxed it Philadelphia with the anti-plot. So that's why we watch sports.
Gave him that 0-27 special, boy.
So if you're ever a person who goes out and says, why do people like sports so much? It's because this is real, right? This is reality. And we get to see people that we can grow an attachment to, develop, do something that's fun. Watching a sports game, those obviously basketball, football are fun games, right? Playing and watching. And we can watch people develop. There are stories too. It's a marketplace. It's like a TV, almost like a TV show. There's stories, rivalries, all of these things, things of that nature. And you can get attached to a team and players. And one day, if you're in LA, it's going to happen soon. It's a very big time plot city. San Francisco, all the plot in the world. They always win in anything. Boston, super plot. But if you're in one of those cities Boston wins. Boston, the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Bruins.
Oh, okay. You're talking about overall. Yes. I thought you were talking about
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Super plot. But if you're a city like Houston, Texas, Cleveland, Ohio.
Houston with the Astros.
Phoenix, yeah, like with the Astros, right? But these are the cursed cities, most cursed cities literally ever. Houston, Texas, Cleveland, Ohio, Phoenix, Arizona, Atlanta, Georgia. Those cities, but in recent history, besides Phoenix, but in recent history, have seen success. The Braves, the Astros, the Cavaliers. You wait decades and years to have that one moment when plot go your way. And that's what I'm waiting for. So the Houston Rockets, go get you Victor Wembanyama, and let's get this plot started. No, we're not getting him. He probably gonna to San Antonio. I ain't gonna lie to you. He probably gonna say I'm not even gonna, or Orlando. He not coming to Houston. But I would love to have a little plot, but he probably not coming here. Then that's tough.
You never know. Big people
you never know.
around. You didn't know what they was. You didn't know how they was gonna move with Rudy Gobert on the table, and you see what happened with that. So,
hey, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, AJ, we'll see. If obviously we're both Houston fans, so we'll follow this till we can't follow it no more, and we'll see if we finally get some good luck. But I want to thank you for coming on the pod, talk about some hoops. We'll definitely make sure to get you on more of these basketball ones, because they're always fun, always a pleasure having you on here. If you're watching, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. I'm going to try to be consistent, put out some shorts, put all that. So make sure to check out the page. Follow me on TikTok.
What's the light goal?
What's the light goal? We going small. I'm going like 10. That's the light goal.
Nah, man, light goal. Okay, so 10 for whatever light goal, cool. But if you do 100 likes, you're going to catch this little short of me and Jesse playing basketball and me schooling them up. It's 100 likes.
Hey, is that going to happen? Hey, if it happened, hey, I'll take it. If it happened, I'll take it definitely. But hey, make sure, also, AJ, give yourself a quick plug. Go ahead and give yourself a quick plug. I know you got some new music coming out.
Just had a song that came out for myself, just New Planet. Been holding on to it for a little while and just starting to release some music. So, nothing too crazy, but I'm just ready to start getting the ball rolling. It's going to be a new year. I think it'll be a good year for me. And just got some new music as well coming on the 21st, so stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. So I'm going to put all that links in the description. Make sure to follow me on TikTok. Follow him on TikTok. My TikTok's JM Sports Factory. And what's your TikTok? Just Aj Guiton, right?
AJ Guiton. Guy with the I, put a T-O-N. That's me.
There you go, man. Hey, let's get it up, boy. We got it. 100 likes. He said he's playing basketball. I ain't played basketball in years, but
I'll cross JC up, bro. I'll cross him up. I will.
If I get 100 likes, you can dunk on me too. But thank you, thank y'all for watching, and we will catch y'all on the next one. And we out of here. Peace.